Okay, so we're going to go to ThinViz first, and we're looking at the color, which is red. Okay, so now we're going to check that against the 15-minute chart. On the 15-minute chart, we have a buy candle. We have a strong dark blue fractal. So what that tells me is that the market is turning, and it's a darker red because the market is actually buying. If it was continuing to sell, it would be a bright red. Okay. In addition, we still have 2 minutes. So we're not going to go based off of this candle. We're going to wait 2 minutes to see what that next candle tells us. Any questions about that? Now, on my futures chart, I don't know why it seems a little frozen. Okay, always put your line to mark where the market is so that you can see if it's going up or down. Okay, so now we're going to push down to the 1 minute chart. You always want to see your areas of resistance. So I'm going to add the wolf break and the idea in case the idea pops up. I don't get the idea because I want the trade alert. I take the idea to see the direction of the market so that we're clear. So if the idea is called for a sale, it's validating, okay, this market is looking to sell. If it's called for a buy, it's validating, okay, this market is looking to buy. Okay, so that's really important. Okay, and then here, we don't have a lot of movement right now, so that's fine. We don't stress. We will get movement in just a moment, okay, because that's the time it moves every day. 1 second, please. Okay. And we're going to push this up on the 1 minute chart. Now, on the 1 minute chart, you're looking at these two waves, okay? These two waves are your EMAs. And as long as they're blue, you know right now you have strong buy momentum. So it's always important to look at the entire picture, okay? You got strong buy momentum. There was an enormous amount of resistance in here. Okay, so your new resistance is going to begin to form up here because that's what the previous resistance was. So what does that tell me? Okay, that tells me that either the market will continue to buy and go up here, which is fine. But once it gets up here, it is going to start to come down for a sale unless it just plans on shooting like a complete rocket today. All right. And so we were talking yesterday about when do I enter this trade? When do I enter this trade? How do I know if it's a fake out on the EMA cross? I'm glad you asked. Now, so if you pay close attention here, this market has pulled back and is pushing back up for a buy. But you have two dots that are telling you you're still dealing with resistance, even though it appears to be buying, and you have a dark blue fractal, you still have a dot. So you don't want to get in here. This could be a fake out right here. We don't know. So that's why we wait for everything to be aligned so that we know that that market is going in that direction. Okay, so the market is giving us a nice little push right now. So we like that. It's pushing above my white line. We like that. That's a nice flat top right there.
Order filled.
Okay, so that is moving. Now I'm trading a different strategy. So I'll tell you about that at another time. Okay, because you still got pullback here. Okay, and this could pull back. It could, right? And so then that comes to your lot size, right? And how much you have to go in the negative. If you don't have a lot to go in the negative, then you should not take uncalculated risk. If you do not have a high accuracy, then you should not take uncalculated risk. You should follow the rules and you should wait for these blue dots to be gone before you get in the trade. Questions about that? No? Everybody follow me? We on the same page? Y'all say that, but then y'all say things and I'll
Yes.
be like, we're not on the same page. Okay.
We good.
All right, so I'm going to pull up this chart. Now, this chart, those of you who want to look at your EMAs as well, you absolutely really have to have this. This is a beautiful thing because this is going to tell you, you see your pullback right here. Okay. So there's your pullback. Okay. And this is going to tell you that this is normally a push and pull to go up. Again, my fractals are dark. All right. And so this could push all the way back down here. Right. So that's why for your accuracy, wait for the flat bottom, wait for the dots to be gone. Does that make sense? That is going to give you consistent accuracy. And the goal is not for you to make $1,000 a day. The goal is for you to be at 100% every day. Now, of course, there are going to be days where you're not at 100%, right? Because that's just life. Nobody's going to be 100% every day. But is it possible for you to be 100% the majority of the time? Absolutely, it is. So that's why you got to really find a strategy that works best for you. Okay. We had another candle that was getting ready to come out. And here it is, okay? And it's telling us we got a little bit of resistance in here and a little bit of resistance on the push-up, okay? So we go back down. In the ideal world, you are waiting for what?
Dark fractal and a flat bottom.
And I said that one more time.
A dark fractal and a flat bottom.
Yep, and a flat bottom, right? No dots. In your ideal world, that is what you want to be waiting for. Okay. All right, so now we're getting a couple of dojis. On this one, you're getting a flat bottom. This one tells you that as well. Thing I love about this is that you can ride these until you get a plus sign. When you start getting a whole bunch of dojis, that is telling you that you do have a possible reversal. Again, when the fractal is dark at the bottom, I do kind of trust that. And so I'm banking on clearing this trade strictly off momentum. You see, I don't care personally if it turns it around, because in order to turn around, it has to shoot up and come down, right? So that's a different way of thinking, if that makes any sense. But you want to have a high probability. Does that make sense? So stick to the rules. So what are the rules, Dr. LA? I'm glad you asked. 15-minute chart. Do I have a flat bottom? Absolutely. Do I have a dark fractal? Absolutely. 1-minute chart. What am I looking for? Okay. 1-minute chart, I'm looking for my flat bottom to come in with no resistance because I'm getting resistance right now. Okay. I don't want any resistance. I want my flat bottom. I don't want a circle. I don't want a light fractal. My flat bottom, and I want my flat bottom to hold at least for the first couple of seconds, and then I'm going to enter the trade. Questions? Y'all got to talk to me.
No questions.
No questions.
Yeah, no questions so far.
Okay. Well, tell me when we're ready to enter the trade, since everybody has it and someone I haven't heard from. Please let me know when this is going to be ready. So if I'm looking at Wolf, what am I waiting for?
You went for a flat, a dark fractal, and no dot.
Right. The dot is irrelevant because we're never trying to trade on the dot, right? So what we're looking for is that flat
Oh, that flat.
and a dark
Look, a flat
fractal.
top right
Very
there.
good. What color dart?
Red for the sell.
Nope, never red. Why? Somebody else tell me why we're not waiting on red.
The trend is buying right now. We've got two blue waves.
How do you know?
And the
Does it have
15
anything to do with the waves?
15.
The
I'm
15
sorry.
minute.
It has to do with the 15-minute. It doesn't have nothing to do with the waves. It has all to do with the 15-minute chart gave us a buy candle, right? Now, unless this candle, and it's not 630, if it was 630, then you could expect a candle to pull all the way back, right? But it's not 630, meaning the opening bell. So we don't have to expect that this is going to pull all the way back. It may pull some, right? We already know on the 15-minute chart, we are in a heavy area of resistance, okay? So in order to get in this trade, we're trading in the altitudes of bank. We're trading in that direction. So we're waiting for that flat bottom to come in. Does that make sense? In a dark fractal. All right. Over here, I got my plus sign, so this has got a push and pull. All right. And if she pushes and pulls, then she'll probably come to right about here. All right, before she turns out. But then I have to determine, is she really selling, right? For the person who closed out their trade, is she really selling or is she just getting gas? How do I know if she's just getting gas or that she's really selling? Let's do the really selling part. How would I know, like, this thing is really getting ready to sell, sis?
I give it a
Cross.
try. So I would like personally judge it off of for like the body of the candles that are like
No,
selling.
it's
So we gotta
one
see it.
thing on this chart that's going to tell you that this thing is really selling. One thing. But I like your idea about the body of the candles. That tells you a lot, but on the momentum, if you understand candle movement. But there's one thing I want beginners to look at this chart and see and know it's getting ready to sell.
EMA cross.
EMA cross, thank you. It is the EMA cross. If this EMA cross here and I got a candle underneath here, 9 times out of 10, this thing is getting ready to sell. It might not sell to the ocean floor, but it's gonna drop. You're gonna get a drop of some kind, okay? So then that would tell me, okay, do you want to get out of this trade or do you want to wait? Does that make sense? I don't want you guys looking at all these different things. You're looking at all these technical analysis, and they're just some like basic things you need to understand. If this EMA cross is here and the yellow is on top and you have a flat, 9 times out of 10, you're getting ready to get a series of candles. And that's what I was saying yesterday. Send me a picture. Send me a picture because you can't show me nowhere on these charts where EMA has crossed and the market did not drop. It may didn't drop to your TP because your TP may be not where your TP need to be, or you may have gotten out of the trade early. So, but 9 times out of 10, if these EMAs cross, if they cross, the market is going to drop. Does that make sense? Now here, this is where the market is doing this. But this is not really no EMA cross, ladies and gentlemen. This is consolidation. The market is going sideways. It's going sideways, sideways, sideways. Let me open this so you can see. Because even though particular people ask questions, a lot of people think the same thing you're thinking. So don't trust me. Don't worry. Okay. Thinking the exact same thing, having the exact same experience. Okay. And so again, EMA crossed here. This thing was really still buying, but you still got to drop. So this right here depends on what your pip count was. Did you take 1 point or did you take 0.5? If the sucker pulled back, you better take your stop loss in profit. Here, these is not EMA crosses, y'all. I love you so much. This market is consolidating. It is going sideways, sideways. Does that make sense? Sideways. Market is going sideways, sideways. It's saying, oh, I'm gonna cross here and buy. Oh, nope, I'm gonna come right back here and make it look like it. You ain't doing nothing. It's going sideways. The market is in straight consolidation. If the market is in consolidation, what should you do?
Wait.
Wait. Thank you very much. Wait, wait, wait for the market to break out of consolidation. Yeah. And then look here. I'm waiting on a buy. Is the market ready to buy?
No, it's pulling back. Got a
Yeah.
dot.
Thank you. I want somebody else. Why is this market not ready to buy? How do I know? She ain't ready. She could do a backflip any minute right now. Somebody else. How do you know that when you look at this?
We still have a blue dot.
They still have a blue dot, and we don't trade blue dots. Y'all, the technology works. Trust me, it does if you follow the rules. So what are the rules? No problem. 15-minute chart. You got to have a solid candle. Have to have a solid fractal. Do not train your eyes to look at all those other things.
Order filled.
Cleared. Train your eyes to look at what you're supposed to be looking at. Is it a solid candle? Is it a dark fractal? Now, are you ready to trade candle? Let me see. Now, I got in this trade based off what Ty was talking about, the momentum of the candles, right? I can see the momentum in the candle, and the candles make a pattern, but you would really have to study candlestick movement to know if the candle is huffing and puffing. Remember when I used to teach y'all all the time, doji, 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 shoot, right? That's what the market is doing, right? Doji, 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 shoot, because it's trying to go to a new high. It's trying to break out of the resistance that you see on the 15-minute chart. All right. Does that mean that you should do that? No, because if you can't notice that without explaining it, if that makes any sense, then you should not be doing that. You should be sticking to the rules. Capiche? So I'll stick to the rules with you because I don't want to confuse you for this moment. 15-minute chart, dark candle, fractal, no dots. So what does that mean? We're not ready to get in this trade yet. All right. I move my white line up here. Questions? Okay, that's a doji, right? And always remember, doji, 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 shoot. Always, 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 always. All right, so now we got a black fractal. I want to play this game. It must be close to the time. The market is getting ready to shoot, okay? Whenever you see that black come in here, let's get ready. All right, so there's our doji here. And always keep your eyes over here too, because this is lovely. Those of you who still have this formula, you should use it. I hope you saved your chart when I said save your chart. Save your chart. Save your chart. I hope you saved it. Because if you did, then you can pull it up because this is extremely accurate. So let's see what she does now. Now, this is another thing I want you to always pay attention to. What she does on the left, she's going to do on the right, right? Does anybody see the pattern right now for the sale on levels? Can you see it? Can somebody different tell me what you see? What is the pattern? And please don't make it deep. Please use your kindergarten brain. What is the pattern that you see with green and red candles?
An arch.
Say that one more time.
An arch.
An arch? Okay, very good. Okay, we do see arches forming, right? Which are our letters. So we see that. What is another pattern you see, right? When you are in school and you're looking at patterns, you're typically going green, 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 red, 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 green, 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 red, red, red. So what is the pattern that you see happening?
I see like a row of greens and then a little bit of red, and then the same thing
Exactly.
happens.
Perfect. Exactly. You see a little bit of green, a lot of green, a little bit of red, a lot of green, a little bit of red, right? Another thing you could do is say, you could count it. This candle only pulled back 2 times. 1, 2, 1, 2, right? Here, 1 and 2. It's only right here, you got 1 and then a half 1 and then 1, and you can count it, right? So I'm only really getting 2 solid candles. That's the pattern, guys. Green, red, 2 here, green, 2 here. So another thing to make me see if it's ready for the sale, and don't get it twisted, we are going to catch the sale down because it has to sell down. Y'all see that? Okay, we want to catch that. We want it. When we start seeing it break the pattern, when it start breaking the pattern, then you know, oh, sis is ready to come all the way down. Do the brown. I'm here for it. All right. So right now it's like, okay, are you ready to sell? Well, before I believe that you're ready to sell, I'm gonna need those EMAs to cross. Now, am I gonna see a red candle on the 15-minute chart? No. No, because you had this big old candle. But what might I want to see to confirm my thinking if I don't see a red candle on the
EMA
15
cross.
minutes? Say that one more time.
A EMA cross.
This EMA getting ready to cross to the buy.
That the candles are getting smaller.
Candle getting smaller is one, and then one more thing. That is an automatic telltale that this sucker is going to sell.
A doji.
A doji. Okay, so as soon as this turned into a doji, I know, oh yeah, she ready to sell. Okay, now, so here we broke the pattern, all right, but we did have 3 candles here, but we had 3 solid candles here. But now we're getting a doji. We kind of getting an EMA cross, but is this going to be an EMA cross or is it going to be a fake out? Well, we won't know until this candle completes itself. And that's why you should not be in a sale. All right, now y'all know I do like when I get an arrow here, and I do typically get in on that. Okay, so we got a flat top here, got a dark fractal, got a flat top here, and a dark fractal. Typically, when you get this, that it means that she's ready to push. All right, but we want to see what's going to happen with this candle. Did it hit 5:30 yet? 8:30? Yes. So now we got 8 seconds. Let's see if this gives us this little bit of doji, and the green is continuing to follow our pattern, right? It's still following the pattern. It just gave us a little bit more this time, which means that it may do a slow creep down. But until it gives us a series, it's not selling. And whenever your EMA cross, this is how you will always know, is it a fake out? Is it a fake out? That it has to have a flat top underneath. It has to have a flat top on the top. I'm not getting in nothing that does not have a series for me, because all it means is it's going to turn around on you. So all I'm re-emphasizing is that it will let you know. There's so many indicators that will let you know that this is not solid. Now, every once in a while, look, nothing is going to help because the market is going to do what it's going to do. And 9 times out of 10, that is affected by news. And it may not be headline news, it can be just something that happened in the world at that point, which caused the market to push. It could be a deal, it could be a celebration, it could be a president. There's so many things that could cause it to do that. Look at that. Hmm. Hmm. What do I do now?
You
You
wait.
You wait.
Yeah, I'm gonna
wait.
wait. All right, and even on these crosses, this is good. Let me see what that looks like on future. Mhm. 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 All right, there's my plus, right? So if that's enough momentum to knock my plus out, I can feel good about that. How many seconds we have? 14. Yeah. All right, and then look, that's the EMA cross. But oh, you want to make sure you pay attention to your EMA crosses on wolf and levels, not on here, okay? Because that's not 100% aligned. Okay, so we got light movement here. You see that? That candle pulled all the way back on us. Doji, pull back, doji. Okay, so the market is kind of swinging both ways right now. All right, and so what is she going to do? She can either push all the way up to the top of our yellow box. Excuse me. 23 seconds. She can push up or she come down. Now, overall, more than anything, what do we know the market is going to do? More than anything, if you had to make your hypothesis or your guess, remember I said always look at the bigger picture, right? If I go and I look at the bigger picture on the 1 minute chart, somebody who hasn't spoken, can you tell me what it's going to do?
Someone in the comments said it's going to sell based off of FinViz.
No, not based off of FinViz.
The trend right
Let
now.
that pull back.
Currently in an upward trend.
Who just said that? Say that one more time.
Is currently in an upward trend.
It is. But how do you know when you look at the bigger picture what it's getting ready to do? 1 second. I just want to see what this next candle is about to tell me.
Order filled.
All right. Talk to me. What is the overall? When I say big picture, I want to know like overall, what do you think is going to happen? It doesn't have necessarily have to be right now, right? It's just the thing that you're preparing for. And it's not based off of FinViz. I'm asking you based off what you see in front of you right now.
Eventually, once it exhausts, it's going to do the same thing on the left and then repeat the same pattern on the right.
Order
Very
filled.
good, cleared.
Exactly.
Very good. That is the perfect exact answer I was hoping your brains are processing, right? Not because of FinViz, not because of an EMA cross, not because of a fractal, not because of a candle, but because when you look at the bigger picture here, 1 second, I think y'all could re-enter. Yeah, let it pull back. That candle, this candle needs to pull back. And what candle are we on? We're getting ready to get a series. All right, pull back.
Order filled.
What I was about to say, because when you look at the bigger picture, and you always got to look at that bigger picture, and this is why people get caught off guard, and this is why Chef will tell you 3 days before it do it what it's going to do, because he's looking at the 4-hour chart in the day chart, right? He's looking at it long term, but you can look at short term and say in the short term, this thing has bought all the way up, all right? You got to look at it. It's like a puzzle. It's your pattern. What it has done on the left,
Order
ladies and
filled.
gentlemen, cleared. Who cleared? What it has done on the left, ladies and gentlemen, it has to do on the right. Please just, I pray right now in the name of Jesus that your brain would be impressed, that would be impressed in your brain. What it does on the left, it has to do on the right. So yes, let this sucker go ahead and buy up and hit all these TPs. Fine with me. But when it starts to sell, do not be caught off guard. Do not get in a long-term buy. Do not be confused. This market has to sell. It has to come down. I promise you, it's going to come down. Okay. And it's going to come down sooner than later. And even though we got the trade idea now, right? It could go up and hit TP1, come back, hit this invalidation line, go away, push down, come back up and run through all those TPs. So just condition your brain. I want you to be ready for the sale as well. So yeah, we're getting in some buys right now, but we know beyond a shadow of a doubt, you cannot tell me, okay, within the next hour or two that this thing is not going to complete this, because I promise you it is. Does that make sense? If
Yep.
you just got in that trade and you did not clear it, listen, you ain't following the rules. Follow the rules, okay? That's light. That's light. We're good. And we count our candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, baby. Reverse. So how does my brain process all this? Because I study these charts. I study the pattern. I study. And then once you study, it becomes like me being African American, like me being a woman, like my first name being LaJean. It's a part of me. I don't have to reintroduce myself every day. I don't have to go with my identity. It's a part of me. So I highly encourage you to continue to study, because I promise you it will become a part of you. And even me and Pitmaster, like our brains are so in sync, not because we on the phone talking about charts all day, but because we both study and we're looking at the same patterns. So he can start a sentence, a brand new sentence, a brand new thought, and I can finish it, and vice versa. So continue to study, study, study. And then when you study, you got to practice, practice, practice. Then you can make an assessment. Like when Ty was making his assessment, it was an advanced assessment, right? That, well, I can look at the candle movement. And then once he looks at the candle movement, he can tell if the next candle is going to push or not. A new person, your brain ain't trained to understand candle movement yet, right? So you just got to follow the rules. And that's why the rules are there, so that you can follow and you can have a higher success rate, right? So what are the rules one more time, Dr. LA? I'm glad you asked. 15-minute chart. Let's see what we got. We got a flat bottom, a dark fractal. Cool. I'm dropping down to the 1-minute chart. I'm looking for my entry. I need a flat bottom and a dark fractal. And I want to get in on candle 1 or candle 2. I'm looking at the pattern. All right. The majority of the market is buying. It does a little fake out, makes me think it's going to sell. It's not really selling. I can believe that she is going to sell when my EMAs turn red. That is a clear, clear, clear. It's the exact same EMAs over here. The only difference is on Wolf, they're waves and they're colored. Why? For beginners, so that beginners can have a higher level of success. So this is telling you, yeah, she's saying she's selling, but she's not really ready to sell. When these turn red, guess what? It's time to sell. And not only is it time to sell, it's safe to sell because you're going to have a higher accuracy. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay. I hope that's
Yes,
helpful
ma'am.
to somebody. And you see, it's still pulling back, right? But even though it's looking like a fake out, listen to me. These shoot ups for the buy is not doing anything but giving the sellers gas so that they can shoot down. So do not be deceived. This market is selling. Okay. This market is going to come down. But the more it pushes up, it's just fueling up to push down and close this beautiful crown all the way down here at 2305. All right. Now let's see if she want to go crazy. Now we all know wild things happen at the bell. Wild things happen. Look at that here, right? Now somebody who's more advanced, who's trading the first flat top, could get in for the sale and clear, right? So you got to do what strategy works best for you. But if your accuracy is not consistently at 100%, and I do mean consistently, if it's not consistently, then you need to follow 15 and 1. Questions? This is your moment. I only got about 5 minutes left. I am traveling to Atlanta, and Nevaeh's graduation is going on. So I will be off the grid for a little while, and I am out next week. So now is your chance to ask me whatever you want to ask me because you probably won't hear from me for a week. And so that's why I'm recording this so that you can watch it and you can practice. But
Free dot.
we will not leave you alone. Pitmaster will take great care of you. Merlan will take great care of you. Izzy will take great care of you. And Bread Talker will take great care of you. No questions? You got what you need to practice and get that accuracy up? Some of you should have met your quota. All right, well, let's see what our movement is. Right now, we should be able to get a good movement before the top of the hour. And so you got to pick your strategy, right? If you need to be more at 100%, you're doing 15 and 1. Now, I will take the time to go over my 15 on the first strategy with you as well. And I already cleared on that one. Now, has anybody been using that? Can I get some feedback?
Hey, someone do with 15-minute in the first flat.
15-minute first flat. How has that been working?
I've been practicing it in my credits account, and I like it. It's I feel like in my head, the way my brain operates, it's similar to the 15 and 1, but it's a little earlier in the trade in my head, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it is. So for the 15-minute first flat strategy. Okay, so we're going to come over here. We're going to wait for the first 15. Okay. And so on the 15-minute, you're waiting for a trend. Can you trade a doji? No. All right. Can you trade a dot? No. Okay. You have to wait for the first flat, which is this one right here. Okay. And so you should be getting in the trade once it pulls back. So let's say it pulled back at about 23.14. I got in at 23.15. Okay. So I got in at 23.15. The market shot up to 23, almost 23.18, and I only take 2 points. Okay. Any questions about that? It's got to be the first. That's why we call it the first. That's why we call it the first. That's why we call it the first. You can't get in at the top of the candle when it, ooh, what does this mean? This means that we're ready to do what it do, baby. 1 second. Let me see if she's ready. All right, Doodoo Brown time. All right, I want to see that EMA cross, so I'm cool on that until I get an EMA cross. But on your future chart, you're good. You were good on your first flat top. All right, you got a doji and you got a reset. I'm still not playing with no sell right now because of the heavy buy into that EMA cross, okay? Questions about that? Dr. LA gonna wait. There's plenty of money. Ain't no need for me to be greedy. All right, so that's the first flat bottom here. Here was the first flat top right here. You would have got in this trade at about 15 going down, all right? The market went all the way down to 04. You got stupid paid. Okay? Questions about the first flat on the 15. This is a really good time to trade. This strategy is when the market is not volatile. You cannot do these dojis. I wouldn't even take a flat within doji city. I wouldn't even play with it like that, right? You want a clean breakout. Another thing you can do is you can get the time because the market is going to give you that movement at the same time every day. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. All right. So that works as well. And I prefer to do that on Forex. Okay. So look, there go your red wave is coming. Your other bottom wave is still blue. It needs to come out red on the other side. You do have an area of resistance here. Do you see how I told you your trade idea would go away? Let it push down. And then when it comes back up to shoot through those TPs, which will probably be doing the New York Bell, then you'll be able to clear all of that. Okay, so right now we got a doji. I did not get my EMA. Oh, I'm on 15-minute time. 1 minute. Okay, there we go. So now we got an EMA cross in here on the 1 minute chart. Okay, so what does that mean? You had a doji here. You could re-enter for the sale. All right, so again, we missed it in case you already get in. If you got in and you cleared, congratulations. So now I'm waiting for a doji before I hop back in. Okay, and so we always scrunch that screen up so that you can see the bigger picture. What is the bigger picture? We want to see that come down. Questions? Cleared. Somebody cleared? Okay, very good. All right, and I'm talking. So you know what to do. Follow the set of rules that you've chosen. If you're doing 15 and 1, if you're doing the EMA cross, if you're doing first flat top. All right. But the whole thing is you just want to make sure it is going in the direction that you seek. All right, let's see. We got a reset over here. We got a series right now, right? We got a series. We know this yellow box is resistance. So, of course, as always, I will wait for it to come out of the yellow box area. All right, I hope that's helpful to you all. Again, don't give up on yourself. You're going to have great days and you're going to have not so great days. We all have them. But the point is that you are studying, you're practicing, and learning never stops with these charts. You want to continue to practice. You want to continue to practice. You want to continue to practice. These are not going to do anything but make you a stronger trader.